Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Instincts coming at you guys with another video, and in today's video we are going to be taking a look at your trophy list. Well, specifically in this case, as you can see, we'll be looking at the homie Al, and he is one of my long-time subscribers as well as one of my moderators. So the idea behind the series is to essentially give back to you guys. I want to put you, the subscribers, as in a spotlight and show off what amazing games and what amazing trophy lists you guys essentially have. So if you want to be part of this series, be sure to leave a like, comment down below, leave your PSNP in the comments, and also subscribe. I am trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, so any help to that will be massively appreciated. And there's also going to be a Discord link in the description below, which you guys can join, and that will obviously be the easier way to get in contact with me. Leave your PSNP in the dedicated chat, and you will be entered into the series as well at some point in the future. But like I said, this time around we have the homie Al, and if you guys have been in my community for quite a while, this is quite a cool dude. I love having this guy around, so you know, I think it's only fair that we start off with one of the prominent people in the community that I've built here. So yeah, just want to put a little few things out there when it comes to the formatting of this video. I will essentially be showing off every single game on your list. I won't be speaking on everything. I will only be talking about the platinums and the 100% if they don't have a platinum, obviously. But I kind of want to keep this all here so that you guys can't hide those little, you know, shovelware games that you've been playing. No. We are going to be viewing, we are going to be able to see everything that you have going on here. And then secondly, I do want to kind of add like a little rating towards the end of this video. I'm not going to make it like an official tier list or anything like that. I just kind of want to give you guys an idea of what I think the trophy list like entails, how I feel about it, if I consider it a good one or like a bad one. At the end of the day, it's all subjective, so don't take it too hard. Take it with a pinch of salt. I think that is everything out of the way. And as you guys can see here, Al is quite the gamer. He has 107 platinums, which is quite a few. That is almost 30 more than I have. It's actually more than 30 more than I have. So he is quite the gamer. He has 477 games played with only 94 of them fully completed. Oops, my bad. And then he is sitting at essentially a 35% completion rate. So, you know, cool list to start off with. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's jump into the actual games. And as you guys can see here, the first game we do have on the list that is platinum is A Way Out, which is a cool cooperative game that you do have to play with someone else. It's essentially like It Takes Two or Split Fiction. I think it's Split Fiction, where you have to solve puzzles with another person to get yourself from one point to another. So cool game. It's nice to see that he's playing like with friends. That is always something that I encourage you guys to do, especially when you have to do multiplayer trophies. Then as we scroll down, we have Assassin's Creed, which I can see here he has done quite a few Assassin's Creed games. Let's take a look at how many he's actually completed all the way. So as you can see, firstly, we have Assassin's Creed 2, which I still to this day think the original trilogy is the best, and for good reason. I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Creed, so I haven't played many of them. I've dabbled here and there, so I don't have too much knowledge on this whole series. I will probably eventually go back and do most of them, but for now I have the knowledge that people kind of enjoy the first three the most. So cool to see Assassin's Creed 2. Then he has Assassin's Creed Mirage on here as well, which is the one that kind of was going to bring the game back to the old formula of Assassin's Creed, where it's like more closed off, more linear, more tight. It's not as open. It's not an RPG essentially. So that is cool to see him have that one. And then he also has Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which he does not have the DLC for, unfortunately. Would be cool to see him clean up some of these again, but I can understand some of these are such a grind. So, you know, it all just has to be done in his own time. And then as we scroll down, we have Astrobot, which was Game of the Year 2 years ago, I believe, if not a year ago. My timing could be a little bit messed up, so apologies there. But exceptional game, a game that I want to get myself at some point. And he also went back to do the 100%, which is commendable. I will tip my hat to him for that, because a lot of people just get the platinum and then just forget the game, because these DLCs have been rolling out like proactively throughout the following months after the game released. So it's easy to kind of leave it at like a 82% or something like that. So cool to see him do that. And he has the what do you call it, you would essentially say that it's the prequel to Astrobot, Astro's Playroom, which came pre-installed on everyone's PS5, something that I expect everyone to have at this point. If you are a trophy hunter or you actually dabble in this niche for at any point in time, I expect you to have this one done. And then as we scroll down, we have the Batman Arkham series, which I am also not too familiar with. I don't really know that many game series, so like apologies. And that's obviously something that I do want to correct in the future. I want to play most of these, so I will definitely be getting to this. I've heard nothing but high praises for this whole series. I don't even really know the order in which the games came out. So cool to see him have Arkham Knight. I know they can be grindy, especially the DLCs. As you can see, the completion percentage for these are really low. Oh, by the way, on the completion percentage, these are PlayStation Network completion percentages. These aren't PSNP, so these are the real numbers. Then we have two, I'm assuming, Telltale games. Well, this one says Telltale in the name, and I'm assuming this one is a Telltale game too. So cool to see those as well. And then as we scroll down, we have Before Your Eyes, which I have no idea what this is. It does say VR. I've never heard Al say he has a VR headset, so this could have just been done on the PS5, I'm assuming. But cool to see something like that. It's a little shorter of a game, platinumed in 6 hours essentially. So cool to see that. Shows he has a wide variety of games in his arsenal. Then as we scroll down, this is a ever-present thing on a lot of people's trophy lists, the Call of Duty wall. I think most people just kind of come from Call of Duty and expand from there. So cool to see all of this, but let's see which ones he's completed. I don't see Black Ops 6, so I'm assuming he didn't buy the new one. But yeah, we have the first one done here, which is Call of Duty Modern Warfare 19. Then we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign, which was the remastered one. Oh boy, I would have wished that this came with multiplayer. Unfortunately, it didn't. But yeah, we have Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, which I think came out alongside Advanced Warfare, if I'm not mistaken. Cool to see this one platinumed as well. Seems like Al prefers the more boots on the ground, the older style Call of Duties. So yeah, clearly my cup of tea as well. I enjoy those as well. So cool to see those done. Then we have Cat Quest, a game that I have seen a lot of. Well, not in terms of gameplay. I don't really understand the gameplay that much. But in terms of art style, I think it's such a cool art style. I love it. I'm not a cat person per se. I'm a dog person, but it's cool to see this game on here. It's something that I've been looking to do for myself as well, as like a cozy chill game, if I can put it that way. And I think there are 2 sequels to this as well, so Cat Quest 2 and Cat Quest 3, if I'm not mistaken. You know, it'd be cool to see Al do those as well at some point. Then we have Concrete Genie, which is it's essentially a meme on my channel at this point. My community kind of clowns me for the thumbnail of this video that I did, and fair enough, it's a bad thumbnail. I'll just flash it on screen for you guys to see, but exceptional game regardless. I think it's such a cool game. The concept, the idea of the whole painting the city and things like that, it's very unique. It's something that I haven't seen very often, and as you can see, it took him 11 hours, so it's quite a short game as well. I encourage everyone to play this game if they have access to it. I think the DLC does require VR, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong though. But really cool game to have on your list. And as we scroll down, we have Cyberpunk 2077, which just became part of PSN Plus. So I encourage everyone that does have PSN Plus to play this game. I think it's exceptional after the bugs were fixed. I don't have the platinum myself because the last time I played this game was when it was release date. So I played a buggy mess. And I need to go back and do this at some point. I do want to buy Phantom Liberty, which I see Al does not have either. But it is something that I really want to do, like soon actually as well. So cool to see this on here. He has the PS4 version as well, so I don't know if he's going to go back and do that as well. Maybe he didn't enjoy the game that much to the point where he wanted to do both versions. And then we have Dead Island 2 done, which is kind of surprising considering Dead Island 1 isn't done. Which is, he used to play Dead Island 1 with me when I did the game as well. So it's weird to see him not have this done. So Al, you need to go clean this one up, my boy. But Dead Island 2, cool. They have been telling me to play this one as well, so at some point I will get there. Then we have Death Stranding Director's Cut, which is something that I will tip my hat to him, because this is a game that a lot of people get put off of. Not necessarily the story. Well, firstly, the gameplay is quite weird. It's not something traditional. So if you can get over that hurdle initially, and then you see the trophy list that you have to do for this game, it is insane. It is a grind and a half. So cool to see him do this. I know he is a Kojima glazer, like he loves Kojima games, so I expected to see this on here. And he even has Death Stranding 2 on the beach as well. I expected this to be done at this point because of how much he talks about Kojima, but you know, no here nor there. I can understand that these games are quite grindy, so it would be cool to see this done at some point in the future. Deliver Us the Moon, which I think was a free game of the month at one point. Cool to see that there. I'm not really familiar with the gameplay or what it's about. And then he has Doki Doki Literature... I can't say this word. Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. I don't even know what the plus is for. I don't know if there's a normal version, but cool to see this here. I've heard people say it's kind of like I know it's a lot to do with like little anime girls and stuff, but I've heard people say it's like somewhat horror or like scary or something like that. So I have no idea what it's personally about. Has quite a high completion percentage as well. So clearly people like it, but you know, eventually maybe I'll check it out and see for myself what it's about. Then we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, which was a grind. I can understand the completion percentage being this low. Not having the DLC, I can understand as well. I have this Platinum 2 and I couldn't be asked to do the DLC. Maybe I'll come back to it at some point. It would be cool to have this one done though. So I don't know what he still has to do for this. Maybe I can just look at that. Because yeah, if you're really close to this, oh yeah, this is all grindy stuff. So I don't know if it's even possible to do any of these anymore. But you know, would be cool to have that as well if it's still obtainable. As you scroll down, we have Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which is, I believe, a game he got on release, if I'm not mistaken. So cool to see that there. This game's presentation is amazing. Like the game looks beautiful. So yeah, personally, I just don't buy Dragon Ball games anymore just because it's the same thing repackaged, just looks differently. So yeah, but hey, I can understand the hype people had for this game because yeah, it's essentially the Tenkaichi series that came back, so I can understand why people were so itching to essentially play this game. Then going on, we have Dying Light, one of my games that I played this year, was it last year? But exceptional game. I love this game so much. We even did Bozark Horde, which I think Al helped me in as well. Crazy that he doesn't have the 100% done as well. But exceptional game. I can understand why he did the platinum. He's also one of the people that was pushing me to play this game sooner. So, I mean, granted, I did play it as a kid, but you go back to it and, you know, I think you gain a new appreciation for the game going back to it after you've aged and understand things a little bit more. A little story about Al is we do talk about UFC quite a lot, and as you can see, he essentially has every single UFC game here besides the first one. So he is a combat sports fan, and I mean, as you can see here, he has UFC 4, which is insanely low rarity. So hats off to him for this one. And he has UFC 5 done as well. He has Elden Ring done. I can understand it's Elden Ring. Everyone plays Elden Ring. Everyone has done Elden Ring at this point. So yes, amazing to have this and see this on his list. And going down, we have Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, which is a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It hasn't been a 10 out of 10 for a while at this point, but you know, cool to see this here as well. I did this with a few of my subscribers on stream as well, and I had so much fun playing this game, like honestly speaking. So you know, I actually have a soft spot for this game in my heart. Scrolling down, he has all the Far Cry games here. but he only has the third one platinumed, which I can understand. The best Far Cry game, hands down, by far. So I can understand why this is the only one that he does have. Clearly, he fell out of love with the series going further. He probably just completed the story to most of them and then left it there. I can't even tell if he did all of the story for 4 and 5, judging by how many percentage he's done. 7 trophies. Yeah, I don't think he completed these, but yeah, cool series to play. The best one to have the platinum in, obviously. I also have this war on my list, the FIFA games, which is, they just always elude me for some reason. Final Fantasy, which I'm assuming is the first one. I think this is those pixel ones, like from back in the day, like they ported them over to the PS4, PS5, if I'm not mistaken. The completion percentage is insanely high for this, which is crazy. So cool to see that on there. And then as we scroll down, he has Gang Beasts, which is like a party game, a cool, you know, little fun game to play with your friends. Unfortunately, does not have a platinum trophy, but massive fun with this game. It's essentially, you can put it in the same bucket as like an Among Us, if I can put it that way. It's a game you just play with friends to have fun and fool around in. Then we have Ghost of Tsushima, which has the PS4 and the PS5 version, and I'm assuming he did not auto pop these, because this took 6 months, this took 3 years, and well, essentially almost 4 years. So cool to see him do that twice. Maybe he just enjoyed the game that much. He's probably anticipating Ghost of Yote massively as well. So that is lovely to see. Always cool to see the PlayStation Studios games on people's lists. He has Goat Simulator 1, Goat Simulator 3, and Goat Simulator Remastered. So essentially, he loves goats, is what I can tell from this. As we go down, we have God of War 2018, which is one of my favorite games of all time. Same with God of War Ragnarok. I love and adore these games. He even has the DLC done for Ragnarok, which I don't even have. So applaud him for that. Love to see that. I need to go back and do that DLC at some point. Then we have Gotham Knights, which is, well, it's not on the same level as what do you call it? It's not on the same level as the Arkham series. Presentation wise, it looks really good, but yeah, I don't know how the game actually plays. I haven't seen much. Cool to see that he did the DLC as well, though. I didn't even know that the game had DLC, to be honest with you, but you know, I appreciate this one being here. And as we scroll down, we get to one of the big boys on his list, I'm assuming, Grand Theft Auto 5. He has it twice. Obviously that didn't do the PS4 version, but I can only imagine which trophy this is that he did not complete. Let's scroll down, let's scroll down, let's scroll down. Yep, Criminal Mastermind, the one that eludes many people. It would be so amazing to see this at a 100% at some point. Also, I don't know if you want to personally go for this, but I would encourage you, bro, if you have the patience and time, I think you should pop that one trophy just to be like, you know, you have Criminal Mastermind. I can understand you have to get other people to help you with it as well, so it can be a little hard to coordinate with others, but regardless, you know, 98% exceptional. That is the best trophy on this list for me by far at this point in time, so I respect that massively. And then we have a section where there's just no platinum trophies at all. Oh, here we go. We have Infamous Second Son, which I've heard good things of the Infamous games. I played all but 20 minutes to 30 minutes of one of the games. I think it was, I can't even remember which one it was, but I've heard the Infamous games are quite cool, and like, you know, the powers that you have, I think it's just not even, it's the Sucker Punch Studios that made this game. I'm not too sure. Yeah, Sucker Punch Productions. So something that I definitely need to go back to as well at some point in time. Cool to see him have this on here. He has Jazzpunk, which I have no idea what this is. It has an insanely high completion percentage, so I can't imagine this being too hard, or you know, maybe it's just insanely hard and everyone else is just amazing at this game. Then we have Job Simulator on PS4 and on PS5. So clearly Al loves doing work. He loves doing his job, so he did it twice, and I have no idea Joan's Jusant. Is that how you pronounce this game? I have no idea. I apologize if I butchered that voice. But I think this was a PS Plus game that came out recently. I think it might even be this month, if I'm honest. And he did this in 5.5 hours. Yeah, 8th of July. So this was probably very recent, I am assuming. Cool to see that there, that he's still going into the essential games and doing those. We've got Lake, which it looks like you throw rocks on a lake, skip rocks on a lake. It has a platinum trophy. Apparently you can get platinum trophies for skipping rocks on lakes. We have the Lego games. Little thing is, I know Al was trying to get most of, if not all of the Lego games at some point. He was going for this actively, so I don't know how far he came. So that's just a little backstory on this whole part of his trophy list. But he's got Lego Brawls. He's got a few here that he needs to go back to: the Lego Batman games, Lego Bricktales, which he has the platinum on as well, and Lego Builder's Journey, which he has 100%. These two unfortunately do not. Lego Brawls and Lego Builder's Journey does not have platinum trophies, but cool to see him push through and get the 100% as well. Lego Dimensions, which is extremely rare for Lego game especially. That's cool. He has all the Lego Harry Potter games done, Vita and PS4 version, stacked for years 5 to 7, so that's cool. Indiana Jones 2. He has Lego Jurassic World, Lego Marvel Superhero 2 he does not have. It seems like a lot of the superhero games is the ones that he doesn't have. So I don't know. Does that say something about him and his relationship with superheroes? I guess. He has Lego Movie 2, Lego Movie the first one, Pirates of the Caribbean, Lego Star Wars 3, The Clone Wars, Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, and Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is the one that's not completed out of that bunch. Lego Hobbit as well, and then Lego Incredibles. So yeah, a lot of Lego. Al definitely loves his Legos. And yeah, as we move on, we have Life is Strange, Life is Strange 2, Life is Strange Remastered, Life is Strange Before the Storm, Life is Strange Before the Storm Remastered, Life is Strange Double Exposure, and Life is Strange True Colors. Safe to say he is a massive Life is Strange fan, because I think these are every single one of the games in this series. So cool to see him do that. It's just cool to see people do like full series back to front. So yeah, I can definitely respect that. As we scroll down, we have Man-Eater, which is just a nice little turn your brain off game where you a shark and you essentially have to eat other things in the water to grow and get bigger and take out this one like shark hunter guy. That's essentially the game. I did this as well. I even bought the DLC because I wanted to start going for 100%. He didn't do that, unfortunately, but I can understand, you know, it's not a game that you would really buy DLC for. It's not that intriguing or entertaining. As you scroll down, we have Marvel Spider-Man. That's the first one on the PS4. Marvel Spider-Man 2. He has Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, which is the first game just came back on the PS5 version, or with a PS5 version. Miles Morales, he has a stack because he did both on the PS4 and the PS5. So out of the superhero games, he definitely does love his Spider-Man quite a bit, because he essentially has every single Spider-Man game done. And I'm assuming a lot of these this is probably New Game Plus, and I think these are all the DLCs that he has to do for the first game. I hate a New Game Plus trophy as well, especially if it doesn't add anything to the gaming experience that you've had, you know, playing the game initially. So I can understand having to go back to this at some point. Mass Effect is a cool series. I know that he doesn't have any of them platted, but it would be cool to see him plat these because these are exceptional games. Well, besides Andromeda, it would be cool to see that at some point. And yeah, like I mentioned before, he is a Kojima Glazer. Here we go. We've got all the Metal Gear games here. Metal Gear 5, Metal Gear 1 and 2, Solid Snake, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, which is, I can understand why this is only here. This is a 10 out of 10 game in terms of difficulty on PSNP, so I can understand why he didn't do this one yet. Maybe he's still actively working on it, or maybe we'll go back to this at some point, which I think as a Kojima fan, it's only fair that he finishes this one at some point. I don't even know if this one is actually made by Kojima, to be honest. I could be very wrong on that. But regardless, he has Metal Gear Solid 1. He has to go back to 2 and 3, unfortunately, which he does not have at this point in time. He has Snake Eater on the PS3 though, which I'm assuming is the original one. He has Metal Gear Solid 4, which he hasn't finished yet, which I can imagine is probably a massive grind. Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zero, and Phantom Pain completed. Strange why this one doesn't have a DLC. I wonder what Ground Zero is about. I have no idea what this one is, but I think Phantom Pain is the main Metal Gear Solid 5 game. Peace Walker, I have no idea what this is either. So, oh, it's on PS3, so it makes sense why I don't understand what this is. But then he has both Middle-earth games, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War done. No DLCs, unfortunately, which you can essentially go back to at some point in time. MotoGP 22, which is a game I think he was working on very recently. Yeah, July 17th, so that was like 2 days ago as of the recording of this video. And it's actually a really low percentage, so respects to him for that one. These are sim games, like they are sim races essentially, so I can understand this is not everyone's cup of tea, and then it seems like it has quite a few trophies as well, so respect to that one, Al. Next Gen Sandbox, which I have no idea what this is. Quite a high completion percentage. Really interesting name. I have no idea what that could possibly be. And as we go down, Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. That is really cool to see another low completion percentage on this one. And then he has Overcooked 2 as well. I don't know why he does not have Overcooked 1, so maybe he should go back to that at some point. And then scrolling down, we have Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which is an exceptional game, a game I encourage everyone to play if you have the funds available. Pick this game up on sale, play it. It is amazing. You can play it through once, and I think you can even pop the platinum like that. You can go back to other planets to clean up little things that you didn't get the first time through. So exceptional game, but understandable why it has such a high completion percentage. And then we have Red Dead Redemption 2, which is the other big hitter on this list for me right now. Understandably so, because this game is a grind. When I say a grind, I mean it's a crazy grind. 0.10 percentage. So that is extremely rare as well. You know, doing all the hunting for animals and all those kinds of things. I can understand why this is such a rare one. So cool to see him have 100% on Red Dead 2. I mean, there's no DLC, but the fact that he's completed this game is amazing. It's truly something to behold. Same with GTA 5. Like I said, he's at 98%. The only one he has left to do is Criminal Mastermind, which is an extremely tedious and hard one to do. So yeah, I love this. I love this a lot. Then we have Resident Evil Reverse, which I think is a multiplayer Resident Evil game. I've never personally played it. I've seen like Al actually play it with another content creator, Jags, on his channel when they were doing a live stream. So cool to see that here. You should definitely go back to the other Resident Evils at some point and get those platinums. But I can understand these require quite a few playthroughs each. So yeah, it's something that if you don't like to replay the game a lot, it's not something that you're going to want to do at all. Then he has Road 96, which I have no idea what this is. Roblox, which does not have the platinum trophy, but only 100%. Only, what, 6 trophies? No, 8 trophies. So that's crazy that it has so little trophies. Robocop Rogue City, which I know he said this was such a horrible game when he played it. Cool to see him have the 100% and the platinum though, so that's cool. He has Saints Row Get Out of Hell. That is cool to see. Saints Row was such a cool part of like our childhood growing up. It was something that is lost in time, you know. I don't think people understand how much fun this was. Essentially the competitor to GTA back in the day. So it's cool to see him have one of these platinum trophies. He has Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, which is a game that I really want to do. actually so interesting seeing that the From Software games has such high completion percentages. But I guess it's just because everyone that plays these games are kind of hardcore fans of the series, so they usually sit them through all the way and like want to see everything that the game has to offer. So I can understand he did it in a week, which is quick in my opinion. And this is either a game that you either hate it or you love it. It either breaks you or you, like I said, you love it so much, because if you can't parry, you essentially screwed and you can't get the platinum trophy. So it's cool to see that Al is good enough to do this game. I mean, I don't really doubt his abilities, but yeah, it's something that either clicks with you or it doesn't. So cool to see that on there. And then as we scroll down, he has South Park. Every single one of the South Park games. I know Stick of Truth, I think, has a lot of missable trophies or RNG trophies. I can't remember which one it is, but I think it's missable, if I'm not mistaken. But I've heard that the first two, Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, are exceptional. No Day apparently is just a pile of garbage. So yeah, cool to see all the South Park games on there. And then Star Wars Jedi Survivor. He has Fallen Order, but he hasn't done the platinum for this, so I'm assuming he will probably go back at some point. Cool to see that on there, because this is also, you could say, kind of a Souls-like game, from what I've seen. So yeah, cool to see that there. He clearly loves those types of games. And as we scroll down, we have Tale of Iron or Tales of Iron. I have no idea what this is. There's a rat on the picture, which does not tell me anything, but it seems like a quite quick platinum as well, 24 hours, so not too long. Tales from the Borderlands, which is a Telltale's game. Chia, which is also like a little cozy indie game that came onto PS5 at some point that was free, so cool to see him do that. Like I said, it shows off that he plays basically everything. He doesn't not play it just because of the way it looks. He will give it a try and kind of see if he likes it or not. The Playroom, which is something that came pre-installed on PS4 if I'm not mistaken. It's not anything like Astro's Bot though, but cool to see the 100% for this, you know, not something you see very often. Then he has the Plucky Squire, which I have no idea what this is. Yeah, the picture doesn't really give anything away either. Well, regardless, cool to see that. It's always cool to see games that you haven't, or that you're not familiar with, so you know, it kind of gives you an idea of what you can potentially play after you've finished the game that you're working on currently. Texas Chainsaw Massacre on PS4 and PS5, which I think he did legit. It looks like he did it legit, right? Considering the difference in time in these, and they're also quite rare actually. I know he was playing this with Jags, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And then he has Walking Dead completed, which is extremely high completion percentage. That's crazy. But I think these are also like Telltale games, a Telltale series. Yeah, as you can see right here. Pardon me, I have some hiccups. The Walking Dead: A New Frontier. The Walking Dead, I have no idea how to pronounce this, but this one does not have a platinum trophy, unfortunately. Extremely high completion percentage again. And then we have Walking Dead Season 2, which also does not have a platinum trophy. Going down, he has The Wolf Among Us, which I also do not have any idea what this is. It seems like this is another Telltale game. Yep, another Telltale game. Clearly Al loves his Telltale games, you know. Maybe it's a game that he plays as a break between like one of these longer, harder games. So yeah, makes total sense. Uncharted 2, Among Thieves Remastered, which is a game that he's been pushing for me to play, like Uncharted, the series in general. So I will definitely be going to that at some point in time. But cool to see this one here. He doesn't have the first one, unfortunately. And then he does, oh no, this is the first one, is it not? Drake's Fortune Remastered. I think this is the first game, if I'm not mistaken. But you need to go back and do the other ones, in my opinion. You know, having this full series done on your list would look so nice. Then we have Undisputed, which is another sports game. It's a boxing game. It's extremely rare, actually. Wow, I didn't expect it to be this rare. but from what I've heard, the game it's garbage. So are you gonna play a pile of garbage just to get extremely rare platinum? I guess. But you know, like I said, he is a combat sports fan, so I can understand why this is here. Then we have Unpacking, which is like a cozy game, cool storytelling, like environmental storytelling with this game. Something that I actually do want to play at some point as well. And then we have Watch Dogs 2, which is also really rare, and he has the DLCs done for this one as well. That is really cool to see. He doesn't have the first and Legion done, unfortunately. So, you know, missed opportunity on doing the whole series there. Maybe he just didn't enjoy the other games as much as he enjoyed the second one. And then going on, he has WWE 2K25, which is extremely rare as well, with DLCs, crazy. And he has WWE Legends of WrestleMania as the final platinum that we will be taking a look at here. So yeah, that is essentially been Al's trophy list. Like I said, I think he has a pretty cool trophy list, a wide variety of games. He doesn't necessarily stick to one genre. He plays a lot of different things, which is cool to see. It's something that I kind of take pride in my list as well. I play a little bit of everything. I want to, you know, expand my horizons, kind of see if I never liked the turn-based game, maybe I'll try a new turn-based game, and then that gets me into the series. And you know, I think it's cool to always explore and see new things. So really cool list. Like I said, basically on 35% completion, played 477 games and is at 94 games completed. Overall, I would say he doesn't have too many hard games, but I don't take Al as the type of person to play extremely hard games. He doesn't make that like his brand, if I can put it that way. He's just a gamer. He's essentially just a gamer that likes getting platinum trophies from time to time, which I can respect. And to me, I think this is like, you know, a pretty normal trophy list. I think he has a lot more than the casual gamer would have in terms of platinums. So I would give him like a 6 or a 7 for this list, you know, 6.5 to 7. Pretty chill list. And I think it shows that he kind of platinums games that he essentially loves, or things that he loves in gaming. That's the type of platinums he tends to go for. He doesn't just push for a really hard game because it's a hard game. And not to say that there's anything wrong with people that do that. So yeah, I think it's a W list in my opinion, Al. Just keep working at it, keep chipping away at it, and yeah, I look forward to seeing a lot more cool games coming on here at some point in the future. But yeah, boys, that's essentially been the video. If you guys do enjoy these types of videos, like I said, leave a like, leave a comment. You could be featured in one of these videos at some point as well. And also, like I said, subscribe. I am trying to get to 1,000 subs by the end of this year, so any help will be massively appreciated. And I hope to see you guys in the next one of these videos. Peace out, boys. Peace and love.